Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sari and I talk about beauty and fashion and my adventures and a little bit of tennis playing. So if you have not subscribed yet, you should do so. And today I am here with a pretty exciting fashion haul. So for those of you who don't know, Target has been trying to ramp up production of their own in-house lines, which means basically they're creating clothing lines for different age groups, I guess, and different demographics, for lack of a better word. But they're doing all of that production in-house rather than like contracting with designers or other brands. So they're really, truly just evolving the production of their store brand, their Target brand things. So the latest of them is called Wild Fable. And I'm very excited about this. Not because it's for my demographic, because it's not. It's definitely for end millennial to Gen Z, like Zoomer fashion, for sure, which is not me. I'm barely a millennial, but I'm fascinated in a way with Gen Z fashion, and a lot of this stuff is really cute. Why I'm very excited is because this is really doing a lot of work around sustainability with this line. And with all their other lines, they've joined the Better Cotton Initiative, which is basically a co-op group that educates farmers and cotton growers and producers on least harm principles of cotton farming, I guess, how to raise it with less water and better harvesting techniques, soil health practices. If you're new here and you don't know, I have a degree in ecology and environmental conservation. So sustainability in fashion is something that's a big passion for me. I really, truly try to limit my fashion and clothing purchases to sustainable or more sustainable. I mean, sustainability in fashion is so new that it's hard to say fully sustainable. There are some companies that are doing it, but not that many. So I guess I like to use the term better or more sustainable fashion brands and lines. So that can get expensive. The companies that are truly doing big work in sustainability, it's expensive to produce clothing that way, ethically and sustainably. I mean, ethically is one thing, and I don't really know the ethical productions of this Target line because it is still Target. Not that I'm saying Target's unethical, but price points is what I'm getting at. So it's very hard for me to believe that the person who made a t-shirt got paid a living wage if I only paid $4 for the t-shirt. So fast fashion and all of these things, it's tricky on the ethical side because I think a lot of us as consumers, we don't want to pay. I mean, I don't want to pay that much money for a shirt, right? I don't want to pay $65 for a t-shirt, but I also don't feel good paying $5 for a t-shirt because I know whoever made that shirt didn't get paid. So where's the balance, right? And so the companies that are making big strides in sustainability and ethical production, their stuff is expensive, generally speaking. Some of that's markup because of trend, I'll give you that. But it's still always going to cost you more money to shop for new clothing that is produced sustainably and ethically than it is to buy stuff that isn't. So this is Target price points. I don't know about the ethics side. I do know about the sustainability side. I've done some research. It's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And they are sourcing everything through the Better Cotton Initiative. And a lot of the stuff also has reclaimed, recycled polyester content. So recycled poly out of plastic bottles and things like that, which is something I'm really big on because we have a major plastic problem. So these bracelets I wear right here are all supporting a group called 4Ocean. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So I'm just making a video. Disclaimer, Target's not paying me. Anybody I mention in this video is not paying me. Nobody's paying me. I don't make enough videos to get paid. Anyway, these bracelets are all by a company called 4Ocean, and what they do is clean up ocean plastic. They have a crews that go out on the boats and clean up ocean plastic with the funding from you buy these bracelets and then they take part of that money to pay their cleanup crews to clean up the oceans. So if I'm going to support a company like that, then I also want to support companies that are taking plastic out of the supply chain. So I look for recycled polyester whenever possible. Okay, that's a little bit about the line. I bought a bunch of stuff because it's all really cute. Just cute as, and I'm working from home almost exclusively now. I mean, even after everyone in my office goes back to the office, I'm just going to stay working from home. So I still like to dress up for work. I still love my dresses. I still like to put on office clothes when I'm working, when I'm sitting in an office. So I'm not exclusively an athleisure lifestyle kind of girl, but I'm doing a lot more with the athleisure lifestyle because the lines between work and home are blurred. And so then, I get done working and often I'll just immediately come in here and change into something more comfortable, where you'd be at work and I'd come home and then I'd do a bunch of things and just leave my work clothes on. I didn't used to change out of them so quickly. So I'm wearing a lot more like leggings and sweatshirts and oversized sweaters and things like that in the evenings when I'm not working. So this line is pretty exciting to me because it does a lot of that. They have a ton of things though. Like there's something for kind of every scenario. So while what I have leans pretty heavily towards casual and athleisure, they do have dresses and some cuter tops and skirts that I'm not showing you, but definitely look at Target's website because this line is extensive. So that said, I'm going to put together some outfits acknowledging that a lot of these things could be worn in various combos. I have selected basically one top, one shirt outfits, except for in a few places where the stuff I have doesn't match. But, just for you to get an idea of what this is. And I'll put some info on the screen about it, and we'll go from there. All right. Everything you see still has the tags on it because I don't know if it fits yet. This is the first outfit. So gray sweater, oversized fit. I have these distressed jeans. They do come in a few different styles that are not skinny jeans. I look terrible in all styles of jeans that are not skinny jeans. So I'm going to stick with my skinnies. Okay, I know it's not on trend anymore, but I look ridiculous in anything else, really. So these are too long for my not that tall self. I am 5'4", which is 162-ish centimeters. So I do have long legs. So these are a few inches too long. Your mileage may vary. Obviously, jeans are hard. I will say that I am very hard to fit in most denim, like in jeans, to get them to fit correctly. I have to have mid to high rise. I need a really good distance between the inside and the top. I'm curvy. I got a lot of hips and butt and thigh. These jeans fit so well. Honestly, in my life, I have found 2 brands of jeans that fit me correctly. 7 for All Mankind and Old Navy Rockstar. That's it. Those are my 2 price points. $200 jeans or $30 jeans. These Target jeans, aside from being too long, fit exactly correctly. So, good work, Target. I will give you the fiber content. So these are 98% cotton. Better. Anytime I say cotton in this line, it's the BCI Better Cotton Initiative cotton. So, BCI cotton, 98% cotton, 2% spandex. This sweater is 51% cotton, 41% acrylic. So it's just the Better Cotton, no other recycled materials. But how cute is this? I love that this has a little crop to it, but you can't really tell unless you pick your arms up. From the side, this is just a really great casual outfit. I really like it. Okay, this sweatshirt is one of the items that kept catching my eye as I walked by. I used to wear tie-dye all the time when I was growing up in the 90s, late 80s to 90s. It was my jam. It's coming back in a big way. I never know how I feel about the 80s coming back because I lived through it and it was pretty awful. But fashion-wise and music-wise, fight me on that. So I wasn't sure. I kept walking past this in the store, and this is what kept catching my eye with this line, with this particular shirt. And I was like, I think I love that oversized tie-dye sweatshirt, but I also don't know how I feel about it. Now that I have it on, it's love. It is kind of too big though. Like, I know it's supposed to be oversized, but this is ridiculous. So for reference, this is a medium. Most of what I have is a medium unless they didn't have one, and then I got a small, and we'll just cross our fingers and hope it fits. I think I actually do want a small because I'm drowning in this. But in concept, I love it. This sweatshirt is 60% cotton, 40% poly. Not recycled, just regular. I definitely think I want this. I just definitely think I need a smaller size. These leggings, these are called their liquid leggings. They're like shiny. They're really reminiscent of the very trendy Spanx leggings that everyone has right now. They also, and these are gray and definitely shinier. I mean, not actually, no, they're not. They're not shinier, I don't think, once they're on. I have these in a bunch of different colors. These are from Athleta. These are a really similar idea of shiny, kind of faux leathery liquid look leggings. I have maroon, green, pink, tan, which is gold, and these gray ones. And then I have black ones, but the shine's all worn off, so. Anyway, very similar leggings, point is. Those are $98. These are $18. Again, can't speak to ethics, but there it is. Also, prices will be on the screen and also in the down bar info. So if I don't give it to you, which I may not, just know you can find it. Fiber content. These leggings are 88% recycled polyester. Yes. Recycled polyester to 12% spandex. So, spandex for stretch, 88% recycled polyester. These do like mark up a lot more easily than the Athleta ones, though. I'll tell you that. They're definitely, I can feel the difference in fabric quality on these as opposed to the Athleta ones, but you decide whether $98 is better than $18. I don't know that the Athleta ones are $80 better. I'm just gonna say that. They do come in more colors. So, for reference, these are 75% poly, 25% lycra. They're from Athleta, so there's a good chance they're recycled polyester, but they don't say for a fact that they are. I'll let you know in the info bar. Anyway, comparable, better price point. These are a little less durable. Like, they definitely already have a mark on them, and I've only been wearing them for 2 minutes. So, all right, back with more tie-dye. I saw this, and honestly, I love this tie-dye. It's kind of a navy blue green over gray. Like, it seems like the base fabric is gray, and then they did a green navy blue. You'll see it again later. These shirts are great because they're boxy and they're slightly cropped, but they're not so cropped that they're like crop tops. Like, again, it's like the sweater. Like, if you go like this, it's cropped. If you have a longer torso than me, it's probably cropped. But these are high-rise leggings. These leggings are honestly basic black high-rise leggings. They're cute. They're not very thick material. I think that they are not see-through, but like just barely not see-through. Like, it's opaque fabric, but it's very thin. So, exercise caution. I have these because these are my leggings from Pact. They look dirty. It's because my washing machine likes to wreck my stuff. I think it's just soap residue that it didn't wash all the way off of my clothing, so I need to rewash them, even though I just took them out of the drawer. Anyway, these are from Pact. They're effectively the same thing. They look very bad right now because of ignore that, sorry. These are too long for me. The packed ones, I have to roll them. That's my one gripe, but they're nice and thick. They have a really good stretch to them. These are 89% organic cotton, 11% elastane is what I think it says. They're cotton, but they're thicker. Like, they definitely don't have the almost sheerness that these do. So the packed ones are $25. These are $7. Also, packed sizing is very limited to straight sizes. Very limited to straight sizes. It's something that I truly wish they would correct. So Target's size line is way more inclusive than Pact's. And I don't think these are actually see-through. I think these are pretty good $7 leggings. Especially if you were wearing them under things or making sure that whatever you were wearing was long enough that you were comfortable with it. Go ahead. Another reason I was intrigued by this brand in the store is because the leggings, the little shelf by the leggings, had a bunch of pictures and claims of like, this legging is good for the planet and things like that, and talking about the recycled polyester content. Be careful, because not all of their leggings fall under that bucket, I guess. A lot of them they're all better cotton, but a lot of them are not recycled polyester. You have to get the super soft ones in order to get the recycled polyester. The classic leggings, which I have a couple pairs of, are not recycled polyester. They're just regular polyester. So watch yourself in the store when you're buying leggings if you're getting these. So these are the high-rise super soft legging, which is 57% cotton, 38% recycled polyester, and 5% spandex. They are a little bit softer than the other ones. I'll give them that. I don't think they're super soft, but they are noticeably softer. This shirt's softer than the leggings. I would call this super soft, and this is just kind of regular soft. This is they call this the black tie-dye. It's the boxy tee. And this is 50% cotton, 50% polyester, non-recycled. This shirt is $8. So this outfit together, $15. Target priced, good for sustainability. Ethical, don't know. But sustainably, decent. All right, same outfit, different style. These are actually different leggings. These are the classic legging instead of the super soft, so not recycled polyester. I actually think these might be a little bit thicker material though. I'm not sure. They're still not super thick. They're definitely thinner than my packed ones, but my packed ones are very elastic. They're very huggy. And it's not always comfortable. These are more comfortable than the packed ones, so I'll give that to them as well. These are $12. I don't know why the classic ones are more money than the other ones, and I think it's just the black ones that are $7. I'm not going to claim to understand Target's pricing system. I'm just going to report on the facts. So you have these leggings. This is the same shirt, but I just think it's cute, and it says "Be kind" on it. What a good message. So, yeah, not much more to say. I mean, it's the same clothes. These leggings are 56% cotton, 38% non-recycled polyester, and what does it say? 6% spandex. Sorry, I wrote all this down. This is, despite being the same shirt, it's a different material. So this is 100% cotton from Better Cotton Initiative. So yeah, it's just cute. All right, same leggings. I told you you'd see this again. This is the same tie-dye pattern as the shirt I showed you before the last shirt. The navy and gray and green. It also comes in leggings. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I really don't know if I have a positive opinion on patterned leggings. I know it's a thing the kids are doing. I'm not sure it's a thing I should be doing. Let me know what you think. Do you like these? Good on me or nah? Like skip it? Yeah, I don't know. It feels like pajamas, but like really huggy pajamas. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do these look good? Keepers? No? Yeah? Totally not sure. We'll talk about the sweatshirt. These are also $12, by the way. Same leggings, the non-recycled poly ones. This is a crop sweatshirt. I thought it would be cuter, but it really just looks awkward on me, I think, because of the waistband. I think there are people who have a body shape that this will be cute on. I think I'm not one of them. I guess I could like fold it and then maybe, but even then it just makes me look weird and chunky, like, or like around here, in a way that I'm not sure is flattering, like, because it just creates this weird silhouette of like extra baggy here and then slim. I don't know, maybe with jeans it's different, but I don't like this as much as I thought I would. I think I would just keep trying to pull it down. So that's unfortunate. I mean, again, this isn't for my age demographic. And also, you may put this on and think, I love this and it looks great on me. I don't feel that way on me, but it is what it is. So leggings are, again, 56% cotton, 38% non-recycled polyester, and 6% spandex. This is 60% cotton, 40% recycled polyester. I really wish I liked this one because of the recycled poly. I really like the sweater that doesn't have the recycled poly. Life. Okay. Your girl's been jamming on crop tops all summer. I didn't even wear crop tops when I was like a kid in the 80s. And I definitely thought to myself, you're almost 40, you can't wear a crop top. And then I was like, F that. So now I wear crop tops. And I think they're fabulous. And I think this one is no exception. It's a little tight in through here for a medium, but I'm worried that if I went up to a large, it would just be too loose here. And it's supposed to be tight. So I'm not sure. I may see about getting another size, but we'll see. These come in many colors. In my store, they had this color, white and black, and I don't need a white shirt because all my crop tops are white, except for one. Yeah, all my t-shirt crop tops are white. And I get white stuff real dirty, so that's bad. And then black was boring, I think. Black, I don't have a black crop top. I could get a black one. That's cool. This is $5. Just gonna put that out there. Again, with the ethics, I don't know how much the people who made this got paid if it was $5, but you can decide how you feel about that. For some people, $5 for this shirt is the price point they can afford, and I will tell you for a fact that this one is definitely in the very sustainable line. This is 57% cotton, 38% recycled polyester, and 5% spandex. These are basic sweatpants. They're basic black sweatpants, and they're really comfortable, and they're really soft inside. They're that kind of soft, though, that if you put them through the dryer a couple times, they're not going to be soft anymore. There's that. They fit well. These are actually, I have medium, and these were actually like a little big, so I could go down to a small, but in terms of sweatpants, like, I want them kind of oversized, and they have strings, so I just pulled it real tight. And I think they're cute. They're not too long, which is a miracle. I have my other black sweatpants. I have to like bunch them way up at my legs because all pants are too long for my tiny self. This is a really cute outfit, and I really like it. So these sweats are 60% cotton, 40% recycled poly. So also pretty sustainable. And these are $18, which is maybe a lot for sweatpants, but not to me, not for like better cotton, 40% poly recycled sweatpants. I've paid way more than that for sweatpants. That's all I'm gonna say. I like them. I think they're comfortable and they're warm. You'll see these again. This is one of the things where I didn't have colors that coordinated well, so you're gonna get 2 shirts to 1 pants. Be back. All right. I told you sweatpants would be back, but this shirt, ignoring that this color looks horrible on me, this is the only color they had in the store, so I hope maybe it comes in other colors. I just wanted to get the fit, and then I can order online if I want a different color. So these ties, right? This is a shirt that is very similar to something from Sustainable Fashion Giants Reformation. So here's what you do. You like pull these, it cinches up right here, so you can slide it down or up so you can adjust your level of cropped. Just give it a little tie, go like this. Super easy too. It's not, you don't have to tug on it real hard or anything. You just have a crop shirt, or you can just drop it all the way down and tie it flat where it is, and it's a little crop shirt. Very reminiscent of my good friend, the Lychee top from Reformation. This is it. You can see, same ties on the side, same idea. Cinch it, tie it. Honestly, it has a high neck. It doesn't have this scoop neck. It has a higher neck. But other than that, it looks pretty similar. So this is the Reformation one. So 98% Tencel and 10% spandex. So Tencel is lyocell. It's their sustainable kind of rayon-y material. So it's a lyocell Tencel. Basically, they are sustainable wood sources, sustainably managed forests, wood and pulp, harvested from certified and controlled sources. Tencel modal fibers are mainly manufactured from the renewable source of raw material beechwood, sourced from sustainable forests in Austria and neighboring countries. So it's a similar idea to bamboo, but it's trees, sustainably harvested trees. So that's the Reformation one. That fabric is very much nicer than this fabric. Just gonna put that out there up front. That shirt from Reformation, however, is $88. This is $10. It's not, like, it's noticeably nicer. Is it $78, like almost $80 nicer? I don't know. Maybe. It's pretty nice. It's really soft. And I just like that modal is, and lyocell is one of the most sustainable fabrics you can create because it is biodegradable, used from byproducts of wood, and when it's being harvested from sustainably harvested forests, it's very renewable. So I'm always going to say that no matter how good your cotton production is, and probably no matter how good your recycled polyester content is, it's not going to be as good as sustainably resourced eco fibers like bamboo and wood pulp and things like that. So there's the facts. Choose your price point. It's basically the same shirt. This is 93% rayon and 7% spandex. So I did some research, and rayon is cellulose converted from wood pulp, right? So on par with the Tencel lyocell thing. The thing about rayon is that the processing can be pretty highly toxic. Then again, the internet is saying that cotton is a more eco-friendly fabric than rayon, and I frankly disagree with that because of the sheer volume of water it takes to grow cotton and produce cotton and process cotton and all of it. Does rayon have its problems? Yes, all fabrics have problems. Rayon is pretty toxic to produce in a lot of ways unless you're doing it very carefully. But cotton is a water hog. So don't necessarily believe claims that cotton is the most eco-friendly fiber, because we, in this country, the US right now, are in a water shortage. So using a whole bunch of it to make you clothes is maybe not the best use. That said, there is no sustainable way to produce clothing. So do the best you can with what you have where you're at. I'm just going to let you make your own decisions with the information I have given you. All right, same sweats, new color. They're actually not the same sweats. They're eerily similar. These have a pull cord drawstring thingy. I like that it's a contrast color, actually. That makes me happy. Does your girl need mint green sweatpants? No. Does your girl love these mint green sweatpants? Yes. These are a little bit bigger. They're a little bit more oversized. Like the cuffs are not as tight. So these are definitely looser and less elastic right here. Like they flop a little more. So if you don't like the closed in at your ankle feel of the traditional sweats, these may be more for you. I love these. I actually don't love the big baggy openness at the bottom. I'd rather have something touching my ankle. It's almost bothering me that they're not. But I'm willing to forgive them because this color is amazing. These are $20. The others are $18. So these are 53% cotton, 35% recycled poly, 12% spandex. This shirt is cute. Crop top again. Like, not cropped, but you know, decently cropped. And in some respects, you control that again in the back. So I may have just untied this. I think I need a friend to help me with my shirt. Also, please pardon that I'm not wearing the correct color undergarments with this. So it's got a keyhole back, but then a lace up as well. So, you know, you can kind of control how tight you want this and how cropped you want this by adjusting here. That's nice. Adjustable shirts. I think it's great. I think this is cute in the front. I hope it's cute in the back. I haven't seen it. This shirt is $10. So, and it is 95% cotton, 5% spandex. You know, I dig it. I like it with the really big sweatpants. I like the tiny shirt, big sweatpants look. I don't know what's up with that. I also don't know why I look okay in oversized sweats, but if these were jeans, I would look ridiculous. I haven't figured that out yet, but it is the truth. Okay, I have one more pair of joggers to try on with this shirt, and then we are done. All right, back with the more traditional jogger, the pocket jogger. This is thin. It's not big, baggy, oversized sweat material. It's just cotton spandex, it says, with pockets. Love me some pockets. These are actually pretty big for lady pants, too. I have a bunch of joggers like this. I basically live in these joggers in the winter now, though. I used to just put on leggings and a hoodie, but now I'm just wearing joggers. And I love this outfit a lot. So these are pretty great and they're comfortable. They were hard to get on though. This like rope belt situation was difficult. Which I don't know why, because it can be loosened, but it only loosens to a certain point, and then getting it all over all of this was not easy. But they're not really too long. I thought they were slightly too long, but I think they're fine. You know, here you go. So that is what I've got. I really like all of this stuff a lot. I really, really like this collection from Target. So again, it's a Target owned brand, and I think they're killing it, honestly. Like, I think they're killing it with a lot of their own brands. This one in particular, I love. A lot of it I've been like, oh yeah, okay, that's cute. This one is like speaking to my soul. No, for real though, let me know what you thought of any of these pieces. Have you tried this line? Have you seen this stuff in stores? Is there anything you got that you love that I didn't show you? Because not all of it's for me, I'll tell you. You know, people are different shapes and have different style preferences. So, yeah, just give me your thoughts on the collection, what you've seen here, what you've seen in stores, if you've worn it, if you have experiences with like quality, I guess, because I haven't quality tested any of this. I just put it on and talked to you in it and then took it off. So, you know, it's not high end. So temper your expectations on quality accordingly, I guess. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this video? Thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. Leave me comments. subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, because it is not always regular. It is a Thursday. I do not know what Thursday. It is as I have time. My life is very busy. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.